So I wouldn't say there was the same culture. I think a lot of my managers, when there's been a challenge, want to do, how can I say this? Like they want to come up with the solutions, and they want you to come up with the solutions, and they don't just want to see you work by yourself, they want to help you and support you, or it's like Clarice always asks, like, is there anything that I can do to help? Or if I say, this is being a little bit of a pain right now, and she'll the first thing she'll say is, okay, what can you do about it? And I think that's really good because it helps me think, this is what I could do. So it helps me grow as well. Yeah, I guess it goes back to that, what kind of managers we have, doesn't it? Like with some managers before, they want to shape our area themselves, and they want to take the credit, and they don't necessarily want the help from their staff, which can make everyone feel a bit like, oh, here we go again. Yeah. Does that? Yeah. Do you want to ask it again?
So that's in all in the right area. So is there a culture of challenging how things are done? It could be anything around process, procedure, operational.
I think some managers are quite quick at going back to. I feel like there's a theme of me hating Matt. I didn't hate him. We didn't get along. He was very quick to be like, okay, you're being a challenge, so let's do. I don't know, something that didn't necessarily need to be done. So it's more like, let's make this situation a bit more stressful by putting you on a performance plan, or okay, this isn't really working out, so let's, like, they made Stacey, she was Princess Trust team leader, they made her redundant, but they said it was because they were changing the criteria of the job description, and Stacey had a lot of health issues, so she was off work quite a lot, which I didn't feel like there was a lot of support there for her neither, but they changed it to say that you needed an MVQ3, so she didn't have an MVQ3, so she couldn't do it, but the reason why she didn't have the MVQ3 was because she was meant to have it through Young Devon, but they never supported her through it, and they kept pulling her from it and then putting on. It was the same with me. We were meant to do it, and then they would bring in outside people to do it, and they would say it wouldn't work, so they pulled it, and then they'd get someone else to do it, pulled it, and in the end none of us got it. So I felt like that was a way to get rid of her, because she was off for quite a long time and she didn't have the MVQ3, so they added that to the job description. So I feel like some managers are very quick to be like, okay, this isn't working, let's scrap it and try get someone else in. It might not have been like that, but that's the way that it was portrayed to other people. Whereas some managers are very much like nice, not nice, but they are nice, but they're more sensitive to things like that, and they're more, I don't know, happy to support you into making yourself feel better, or making the problem not go away but solved. If that makes sense.
And those managers, the nice managers, do they challenge to make it right? Do they challenge the process to make it better? Yeah, and I think like they challenge in a positive way, because they kind of challenge you, which is nice, because in order for us all to grow, we need to be challenged in a nice way. So they challenge you to see what you can do, and if, like, some of my managers have allowed us to be able to make those changes that we feel like is needed for whatever challenge we see. And then if it doesn't work, then they're like, okay, what about if we try this? So they kind of step in and give you a solution, but they let you drive it, which I think is nice. Yeah, that's really cool. Right, so the next question is a productivity question. So, are you aware of your rights and responsibilities?
Yeah.
Good. And how were you made aware of your rights and responsibilities?
I guess through, obviously through contracts. It's also on the policies on our website and stuff, so I can access it. But I think Clarice has been very good at being, this is your responsibilities and these are what your rights are, and she's very good at making sure that I know that, because I guess sometimes it can change throughout my different roles, or like responsibilities can definitely change, but yeah, and I think Young Devon's very good at promoting our rights, because we all know that the pay might not. We work in a charity, so they're very good at being like, these are your rights. This is what you get as well. So I think that's another strong point that we have as an organisation is promoting our rights.
Great. So next question, and we're nearly there.
Okay.
So it feels like quite long, doesn't it? So to what extent does the leadership within the organisation impact upon your productivity? Now, I know you've touched upon this through a lot of what we discussed. So, I'm happy if you want to go back to some of those examples, that's absolutely fine. So, so to what extent does the leadership within the organisation impact upon your productivity?
I think when we get regular supervision, that impacts massively. Being able to call my manager and have like a debrief or just have a rant and be like, oh my God, this happened, is amazing, because then I get to go home and be like, I probably put more stress on my manager, but I get to go home and feel a little bit better, especially after, like when running like my mental health group, sometimes that can be a bit emotionally draining. So being able just to call Chris and be like, oh God, like talk to me or just let me shout at you for a minute, is really nice, and that definitely helps it definitely helps me. And also being able just to email any one of our team and being like, hey, has anybody got this? Or being able to like email Clarice, and even if she's busy, I know that she'll respond, which is really nice. What was the question again?
So to what extent does the leadership within the organisation impact upon your productivity?
So supervisions, but it's also nice, like I did my first workshop. I've just been doing my first workshop, and I got a really good email back, and Clarice sent it out, and I thought that was really nice. Like, it's not with some other managers that I've worked with, it's not often that kind of stuff happens, and having team days, like I think that's really nice. And just like some managers before have been, like I said, when they're so focused on something, they tend to lose like communication with you, or lose like the passion to be like, oh, you're doing a really good job. And especially when you're working with young people, like with courses 5 times a week, every single day for 12 weeks, can become very draining. So it was really nice when Ruth came in, and she was more like if she would come in to do an observation, she would always be so positive, and whereas if with Matt, he would come in and it would instantly be, we'd all be like, oh no, Matt's here, and obviously the young people then get that vibe that that's how you feel, so then they start to feel like that, and I think just managers just being so positive is really nice. Like when I've had a manager who's not been so positive and they've been really negative about things, or they've been really stressed, or they've brought their home life to work, it can become really demoralising and being like, oh God, this, like I'm already having a stressful day, and now you've just done that, or you're being really negative towards me. I think one manager, I was really ill, and it was a day of our observation, and he came down, and I was so poorly, it was just before I went to hospital, and I said to him, I was like, oh, can we do our observation a different day, because I just don't feel very well. And he was like, nope. He's very structured, so he's like, no, this is the day it is booked on, this is the day we've got to do it. If Ofsted were to come in, which I got, if Ofsted come in, then they might be a little bit more considerate of the fact of how I couldn't even stand up properly. I had to stand against the wall, and then so we had to do the observation, and obviously the observation went really bad, because one, the young people weren't focused enough because they could see how poorly I was, and I couldn't really, I don't know, I wasn't as enthusiastic as what I normally was. So after that observation, he, rather than being like, okay, you're poorly, this was a bad observation, I won't grade you, let's do it again, he was very negative and was like, that was really bad, this